The corner of Wilshire and Veteran in Los Angeles was filled with war protesters at the 10th anniversary of the Afghanistan War. Valley View's Courtney Clavon was in the heart of the action to find out what protesters want.
Protesters met in front of the federal building in Westwood to fight against the wars overseas. The protesters held up signs showing why they feel it is necessary to end the war immediately.
When do we want it?
They then chanted they wanted the billions of dollars spent on the war to go towards education and jobs in the U.S.
Money for jobs and education.
CSUN Communication Studies Chair Bernardo Atias.
We've now killed Osama bin Laden. Al-Qaeda is in tatters. I mean, it certainly still exists, but it's in tatters as any kind of fighting force. And the Taliban, the same thing, but nevertheless, we're still there. And it doesn't seem like we have a realistic plan for getting out.
Now, President Obama said that if he is reelected, he will try to get troops out of Afghanistan in 2014. But when it comes to protests, CSUN professor Atias says that it is important to get the message out to the media and to the people. Back at the protest, an Answer Coalition member, Peyton Lindsay, says she knows one protest won't stop the war, and this will be one of many more to come.
I mean, we're building a movement here. It's not just about one protest. The Vietnam War didn't end after one protest. Civil rights for African Americans were not granted after one march. It's all about raising awareness and bringing more and more people into the streets until we build the kind of movement that can really make change.
These wars are designed by the excessive wealthy.
Iraq War veteran Kevin Mitchell was in the military for 8 years and says this war needs to end because it's now affecting people in the U.S.
There's a better way for us as human beings to spend $700 million a day that's being used on blowing up homes in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Protesters also continue to chant against corporations they felt were the only ones to benefit from the Afghanistan war. They began to lay on the ground as the night came to a close to act as corpses and symbolize war casualties. This part of the protest was what they called the die-in, and the sounds of bombs dropping and missiles launching played in the background. When the protesters stood back up, they began their last chant to stop the war. Stop the war! I'm Courtney Clavon for Valley View News.